welcome to your history class, and here we are covering the French Revolution, the first chapter of your history book. We have already discussed about the chapter, we have seen the conditions over the France and all, and today we are discussing about the questions. First question is, describe the circumstances leading to the outbreak of revolutionary protest in France. So in this the feudal society of the France plus in which we have seen the country was divided into the three states, first state, second and third, in which clergy, nobility and third state, yani it means self-made people were there. So that will comes under this. Apart from this, the subsistence crisis was also the reason in which the people, they were unable to manage their food, they were unable to manage their basic livelihood. So in that was also reason. The wages were fixed, that is also one of the reason, and the taxation were imposed by the Louis XVI. This will also come under this. So these were the reasons for outbreaking of the and yes, the birth privileges were also there, that will also come under this. Second question is, which group of French society benefited from the revolution? Which group were forced to relinquish the power? Which section of the society would have been disappointed with the outcomes of revolution? So in this, which group of French society benefited from the revolution? That was the third state. Which group were forced to relinquish in the power? In this way, the first state and second state will come, the clergy and nobility people, because they were forced to give up their privileges, their birth privileges. So they were the forced. And which section of the society had been disappointed? That was the people, the women were the most disappointed people, disappointed because they were, and along with the first and second state, because these were not getting the rights. Women were not getting the rights, the people, they have not, whether it is the National Assembly or we can talk about the Jacobin Club or directory rule, the women, they were not getting any right, any political right. After in 1946 they got the voting, they got the political rights. So it means they were the most disappointed people because they are not getting any political rights from this revolution. That will also there, and after this disappointed, they will be also be disappointed. Those who will come under the category of first and second state, they will also be there. Third question is, describe the legacy of the French Revolution for the people of the world during the 19th and 20th century. So in this, describe the legacy of the French Revolution. If you will see, if you will observe, then in this the women were the most disappointed people, but here we have to describe the legacy of the French Revolution for the people of the world during the 19th and 20th century. In this, that is liberty and democratic rights. That will come under this answer, because liberty and democratic rights were the legacy of the French Revolution for the people of the world during the 19th and 20th century. The French Revolution has they have put forward the liberty and the democratic rights for the world. Draw a list of democratic rights we enjoy today whose origin could be traced to the French Revolution. In this, if you will see, then right to speech, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, voting rights, abolition of censorship, and right to live, right to equality, all these will come under this. In this, you have to list it out, so you may do this in this way. After this, would you agree with the view that the message of universal rights was beset with the contradiction? So here the answer would be yes, definitely. In this, because if you will see, the condition of women were not appropriate at the time. They were not having any right in, though they are working those in the revolution also they have actively participated, but then also they didn't get any voting rights or any political rights in the government, which we have observed in the French Revolution, during the French Revolution. So in this way definitely that is a contradiction, because in one hand there was a male suffrage, the male were having the voting rights. On the other hand, the people like the women, they were not having the voting rights. In the starting, the unpropertied person were also not having voting rights, but later on in the directory rule they got the voting rights, and in the Jacobin club also they got the voting rights. But then also there is the women whose condition was not at all good in throughout the revolution. So that will be the answer for this question. Next is, how would you explain the rise of Napoleon? So in the rise of Napoleon, he won many countries in the Europe also, and he was known for the stabilizing the modern monarchy in the world. And he in 1804 he declared himself as a monarch of the France. Why he could so? Because the reason is, the people of France, they have thought that we will have two elective legislative, but the conflict between these two, this has given the rise for the rise of Napoleon, and he was known as a modern monarchy. He did many good things for the betterment of the people, and later on this up to this point only you have in your book, and in detail you will have in your 10th. So there will be the question in this way only, how would you explain the rise of Napoleon? So in this you may simply write the contradiction between the elected legislative assembly, in both the elected legislative, there was a problem in between these two. So that's why here the Napoleon got the chance to came into power. So children, this is all about the NCERT questions. You will get the PDF also, and in that no need to write these questions in your copy, because everything has given in the notes. So again and again no need to do this. Simply you may have the printout and you may learn, and you may learn how to frame out the answers. Fine. Thank you. Stay safe, stay at home, and stay study.